What kind of fucking bullshit is like?
Dude, he does this every week.
The bad news is that civilization is crumbling around you.
Wear a dog mask, cut your dick off, bomb Palestine.
The good news is that you are not alone.
There's butthole shaving videos.
Feel bad for the minorities in LA for having to deal with the white people in LA.
You have 5 till midnight, live every Monday at 8 p.m. where you join 5 Limp Bizkit Americans to laugh at the absurd nonsense of the end of history.
Shit show right there.
Sam, stop it!
Boom. We are starting up this new year, blowing up like Boston. I'll tell you what, man, it has been interesting so far. We're not even a week all the way in. Yeah. I thought you guys might like that one. It took you a second, but yeah. Happy New Year, everybody. It is 2025, and we're going to invade Canada. People are sparking out about Thomas Massey, and Trump's going to Greenland right now. And yeah,
Let's
I
go.
think that's pretty much it.
I'm actually for the invasion of Canada now. I think we should do it.
Me too.
Just as a
Greenland,
flex.
Canada, they're ours.
I know, and everybody's saying it, but man, we don't need any more socialists here. I'm just saying, every time somebody gets all pumped up about going to Canada, I'm like, they elected Trudeau. Just remember.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm obviously kidding, but it would be funny to be like, you know what? All this
You're American.
ours now. We just
Adam, sorry, Typo, go ahead.
I was like, well, I thought it was kind of a joke at first, but it's been going on for like a month now. And it's like, dude, are we really trying to take
he
Canada
just
right
said
now?
it again too after he resigned.
He did, yeah.
He was like, there's not going to be any tariffs if you guys join America. And I was like, God damn, what are we doing?
And Adam, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago where I think you and I were more than mine, like, nah, man, take Mexico. Like, I know it's like a joke, but like, but
They got way better food.
exactly, like Mexico, they have
Climate.
beaches.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in Canada other than be cold? Like, I don't want to be cold. Let's go eat like burritos down in Mexico.
Yeah.
You could totally
Yeah.
slave some por favors or something to fucking make some Mexican food, right?
100%. Some fucking fresh seafood. Also, we are
Oh,
the
man.
2 year in a row world hockey champions as juniors. So-
Yes. And
Fuck yeah.
I got the video. Let me share it. Real quick.
Oh, it's our only sport. We're better at it. What's up?
Yep. And they played Freebird when
Yeah.
they won. It
Which
was
don't play
awesome.
that because we'll get pulled. So we can't play that
Why not?
because it's a
Even just a part
copyrighted
of
song.
it?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm
That's
sorry.
gay.
I know.
Can you
blame
turn off-
YouTube.
Wait, can you turn off the audio?
Adam, you're no fun. You're no fun.
So I don't know if you know this, Luke. I actually have no control over what YouTube does. I don't know if you're aware of that.
You told me I can't, so that's the problem.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You can turn off the audio, but then there's no point really in the video. 'Cause it's sick when they score a
okay.
goal, they play Freebird.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
that's so American.
Every time that's fun.
I know.
But I mean, all right. This is I'm sharing. I'll turn off the audio.
Turn off the
But
audio.
I did.
Yeah, we won it.
Audio's
Yeah,
off.
we'll play it, bitch. We won it overtime. Let's
It's
go.
playing.
Fuck you,
It's
Finland.
fucking playing overtime. Fuck Finland. We win. Freebirds in the background.
USA.
We are
baby.
so fucking back. We are
So
so
back.
back.
So back. We're just
We're gonna
taking
take
over
over
everything.
Canada, take
And
over
it's
Greenland, away from
January
Finland because
6th,
fuck
dude.
Finland. And it's January 6th. Welcome
Yeah,
to America.
happy January 6th,
motherfuckers.
everybody.
Oh yeah,
The day democracy died.
yeah,
Literally
Good
worse
times,
than
dude.
9/11, guys.
yeah. I did have some people on my Facebook that were arguing about it, and I just like, man, there's still people that are out there wearing masks. There's still people out there
Yeah.
freaking out about January 6th.
I know. I
I
went to
know.
the grocery
Yeah.
store over the weekend here, and there was someone in a mask. Like someone I was like, dude, what is this?
Yeah.
It's 4 years
Wild.
now. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll
It is
just
nuts.
delude myself on purpose and say that they have some autoimmune disease and that's why they're wearing a mask. So it makes me feel better.
Yeah, I know, but you know they don't.
Yeah,
know
but I
they
just
don't.
tell myself that.
It's a nice lady too.
That's like still believing in Santa Claus. And they're like, well, he could be real. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway,
I just tell myself.
Stan would be yelling at us right now if we don't talk about the truck thing and the New Orleans thing because that's the topic of the show. He'd be like, we have to talk about it. So I'm gonna be Stanford right now.
Okay.
Oh
I'm
my
gay. I'm an Eagles fan.
I was gonna draw. Yeah, I was gonna draw. I was gonna drop the F slur. I was gonna say you got to dye your hair blonde to be a giant F, but you know,
Yeah, yell at us for that too. Stan's
Still
really no
early
fun.
in the show. Still early.
Yeah, too early in the show to say it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
what-
basically, this shit's fucking crazy.
I don't buy any of it, especially the Cybertruck bombing. That's even
Yeah.
more.
Okay, well,
Well, the
unrealistic.
Cybertruck bombing seems crazy, but what about the reporter going through the dude's Airbnb the day after the?
Okay, hold on.
in
Okay,
New Orleans.
hold up. Let's rewind a little bit. Okay, so I haven't followed these all that closely. Let's start with the New Orleans deal. What the hell
Okay.
happened there? Was that are we
Dude,
talking about like where the dude
yeah.
drove the
An
Yeah.
American
Goes through-
Texan named by Sanine Dujabar. The fuck
Yeah,
it
American.
was.
American
Literally
Texan.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
we touched on this a little bit last week, but I mean, like the dude allegedly wasn't like a legit cop and served in the military, but that was like a fucking Arab as fuck name.
Yeah, and
It
listen,
was-
people gonna get mad. I mean, actually, no one who listens to the show will get mad at me. People in the real world will get mad at me if I say this, but I'm like, yeah, you were born here. That doesn't make you American. It just doesn't. And it's not even like because he's
Well,
fucking Middle
I don't
Eastern. I
know.
just mean like if your name is that, your culture is for sure not American culture. Like your parents are
Well-
100% inundated in wherever the fuck they grew up with.
Yeah, I knew like a Saeed Shuma Hayden or something like that in
I'll look it up.
high school. And well, no, I'm just saying like,
No, I don't wanna
like
look
personal
that name up.
story, you know. But and he was like fucking America as fuck, dude. Like he was awesome. I loved him in high school. He was
Wouldn't you say
fucking
that's
dope.
more rare though than the other way
Oh,
around?
absolutely. I agree. I just meant like this guy, military, which I'm not saying that just or that like it's a benefit. Texas military, shoots guns on the weekend. I saw his Instagram page before it got pulled, and dude seemed pretty fucking American.
trying.
It didn't seem
He was really trying.
maybe I don't know.
Maybe trying to blend
I
in,
just
yeah.
think it
So
was-
this
No, he was really trying. Like that's effort. That's effort. That's what
That
like
is
most
effort.
immigrants don't even do that. They don't even try to
so
inundate
he
themselves.
was 42 years old. He was a U.S. citizen from Texas, apparently born and raised, and his name was Shamsud Din Jabbar.
Mm-hmm.
Mad American. American does not
Do we
apply
know
that name.
why he did this?
Yes, because the Feds are trying to get us into a war with Iran. So
Well,
that's-
okay, I know,
Yeah,
like,
well, and
the official
you have
story.
those two. You have that fucking spook going around. That Sean Ryan. Listen, that dude glows so bright. You could probably see him from outer
He's
space.
low. Well, fucking the Semmelsberger guy was teammates with Tim Kennedy.
Yeah,
who's-
Rex just
oh,
said that
yeah,
on,
fuck.
Yeah, and then Tim
Yeah.
Kennedy said he didn't see him.
Yeah.
yeah, he was
Didn't
like,
know.
anybody know this guy? And they're like, yeah,
It was
you.
his teammate in the show. It was his teammate
Yeah.
in the fucking reality
Yeah.
show. Like
But
legit, his
To stick
teammate.
to we'll cover the Cybertruck thing in a minute. On the New Orleans
Okay,
thing,
yeah.
Luke's point about the news reporter with the crime scene in his house.
Mhm.
First of all, former cop here. Let me tell you something. We had crime scenes for way less than a terror attack that were for
Yeah.
weeks that no one was allowed to go into for burglaries. you know what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
think they're like this bitch, who's also part of the tribe, is just gonna waltz her
Yeah.
way into the
Yeah.
fucking crime scene
Yeah.
where there happens to
Crazy.
be perfectly set up bomb making stuff, and also the page of the Quran open to martyrdom just sitting on his table.
Oh,
This
Yeah.
is
Jesus.
this is why I
Yeah,
think
dude.
this is written by script writers, because people who watch like SVU or CSI go just like the show because they're retarded and they don't
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
how like real world shit works.
no,
It's
dude.
not like that.
It's like Chris or that American Sniper. Where they had the terrorists taking a power drill to a kid's knee or something
Yeah,
like that. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
who would do this?
Yeah.
What,
No,
what logistical sense
Man.
is making a war to drill a kid's knee? Like, oh, I'm just that bad.
Yeah, no, it's just so like
They are.
just
They
seeing
fuck
how
goats
the,
and
the-
little boys.
Yeah,
just
but I
seeing-
mean, okay, I mean, we're talking about a different kind of drilling. I'm talking about with a power drill in their knee, not anywhere else.
No, oh shit, sorry, I pulled it up. Caravaggio says, I watched a Sean Ryan show from the very beginning, very polished operation from day one, and blew up incredibly fast. He has like over 3 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm not gonna lie, some of those fucking stories are pretty sick. But like,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
it obviously screams like I'm backed by somebody. It's it
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I've been replying to a bunch of his tweets saying like how much
Former
State
SF
Department-
and CIA. Like,
yeah.
what else do you have? To
Well, you know what they say, you're
But,
never
like,
former CIA.
Well, what's the
Yeah.
what's the threshold to decide if an ex-CIA agent is like not working for the CIA?
Their job's to lie. I don't believe any of them.
Well, what about like Larry Johnson that's on Judge Knapp, or
running back?
there's a couple other ex-CIA agents on there.
Yeah, I mean, most like ex-CIA guys, it's like they always go out. Keyword for those listening, I'm doing air quotes. When they leave the CIA, they still have all the same talking points. They still maintain the same exact State Department line. And of course, Sean Ryan and all his buddies are all about, oh yeah, that was Chinese drones. Those were Iranian drones.
Right.
Conveniently enough.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But
They talk about motivated reasoning.
the New Orleans thing, it was like, dude, it's just too perfect. New Year's Eve night, whatever the fuck you want to call it, ISIS flag waving out of the back, IEDs that didn't get fucking put off and shot dead by the cops, so he can't even like talk. It's like you know, I know the cops probably weren't involved in it because it's such a that's like this response shit. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything's so convenient where it's like
that comment by Milmark. 4 CIA operatives try to gaslight us that they know what ex-operatives do. Damn it, boys, they got us.
We've been had.
Dude, we would be the worst.
Yeah, well, that's why Caravaggio was great. That's how we know you guys aren't feds.
He essentially called us retarded, and you're right.
Yeah, dude, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Our podcast isn't big enough to be feds.
The Judge Knapp crows are all from analyst nerd sides of the agency. SR was on the business side of things. Yeah, I still don't trust those fucking. And I'm not saying he does, but like I can't trust them fucking guys as far as I can throw.
Have you guys seen that guy making the rounds as an ex-CIA guy with like the long? He's like mixed race. He has like the long, like kind of curly hair.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know his name, but
hate him.
I hate him because you know he's still on the payroll. For no real ex-CIA guy is going around being like, so the drones or whatever, like the UAP. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
He's also entirely too good looking to like not still be ex-CIA. That's a honey pot if I ever seen one. I'm just saying, like, we can be honest here.
No, I'm just kidding. But all of it's bullshit. The New Orleans, it's just too like Kyle said, it's too convenient with the Iran ISIS shit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like right around the time of, oh, Israel's taking some heat. Let's fucking put it on Iran.
Yeah. Well, that happens every single time. And like one thing I wanted to point out too is that like the whole
you used that joke before, Rex.
Yeah.
I remember that. I thought it was funny. Yeah, Rex, get new materials, bitch.
Matt Gaetz fell for the whole Iran scandal when they said Iran was plotting to assassinate Trump. And then he went on, when Dave Smith had him on Part of the Problem, I remember he went out of his way to say, oh yeah, there's this Iranian terror cell and they're planning to assassinate Trump. And they were all caught and everything. And the FBI came out like literally like a couple days later and said, yeah, that's bullshit.
Wasn't there something though that Iran did to Matt Gaetz? Like there was something that happened behind the scenes. Like something, it was something weird. Oh, God damn, I wish I remembered this. I don't remember.
If I Google it, it's probably gonna be bullshit.
It was something with his dad.
All right, I'll just say that you find that out. You figure it out. Type. Google it. I bet you type
Google it.
Yeah. There is legitimately terror cells in the United States for ISIS and blah blah blah. Like that's just a.
We're an
I was like, there's legitimately one. There are legitimately like terror cells in the United States. There was a big one found in New Mexico, had women, children, and mostly war-aged men, 18 to 35. And it was pretty crazy. I just remember it because I was in, I think it was either I just gotten out of the Marine Corps or I was going into the Marine Corps, and I was like, what the fuck? This shit is crazy. And there's been multiple, and it doesn't make big headline news, but it always comes back to border talking points, and that's what it was. That's why I think it's like before I joined the Marine Corps, because the border was a big issue then and still is obviously today. But there is that portion of it. The woman that everybody keeps quote tweeting that was on the Sean Ryan show that like talked about, that's a glowy if I ever saw him. She is like the worst person ever. ISIS, I don't think, is a real threat to the United States. We have to be careful of the people that are already in the United States that can do things. And I think stuff like this is going to happen more. I don't know if I necessarily believe it's strictly ISIS ran or, red flag events or black flag events or whatever flag color you want to make now, that the U.S. government is going to perpetrate against its own people to get people to go a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, ISIS has kind of always been like in the pocket of the U.S. government, where like anytime they need a reason to do anything, ISIS always conveniently is right there. And they also never happen to attack the side that we're currently trying to back or do whatever for, right? Like they're always against us when we need them. So hey, high five for ISIS, guys. Thanks so much for being team players.
I'm trying to find the email this guy sent, allegedly. Whatever, the Cybertruck guy.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that
Cybertruck. I read
deal.
that.
So was that like? I remember seeing a video of a Cybertruck just burning outside of Trump Tower in Vegas or whatever, and like somebody, at first it kind of seemed like a mistake, like just something genuinely messed up, and then it seemed to come out that no, this was actually like a legit thing. So, what exactly happened there? Because I haven't followed this at all.
Hold on. I'm trying to pull up.
All right, so
this is email so small. Holy
you find
shit.
the email?
Yeah, it's so fucking small though. Hold on.
I'll see if I can find like an actual site, like an actual
I got it off
email.
Twitter. I got it off fucking Glowy's Twitter.
Nice. I'll go over kind of what I've read about it, I guess. The burger guy, his name's Matt, I think. I can't remember right off the top of my head his name. I just keep remembering Livelsberger. I keep saying Semmelsberger because it was a buddy of mine in the Marine Corps and their names look the same when I read them. But it's Livisberger or whatever his name is. Basically, when I saw the first video, I was like, that looks like it looked like a lithium battery blowing up to me, like a Cybertruck battery blowing up. That's what it looked like to me. I saw that it looked like fireworks, but I've also seen, I'm colorblind, so like everybody said, like, no, there's clear, you can see the clear different colors, and that's why it's fireworks. And I was like, oh shit, because I'm colorblind, and it just looked like different colors of green kind of to me that like shot around, which is very consistent with a lithium ion battery.
It's the heat that it's burning.
Yeah, I think so. I couldn't tell you the actual like.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it from my screen.
This
email, but it's up. So by the way, in case I do not make it, so I'm saying this all sounds like theater.
Can I just give, so this guy, Jay Forte said it, and I just remembered this guy was an SF Master Sergeant stationed in Germany, got selected to Master Sergeant. I don't think he was yet, but it was stationed in Germany, came back from Germany for this like weekend, apparently was talking to his ex-girlfriend about like his wife ended up leaving him or something like that, was talking to his ex-girlfriend about how excited he was about getting this Cybertruck and renting it out for the weekend. Pretty fucking weird, but go ahead. That's kind of like that story.
Actually, I saw a really
better IED.
I saw a really funny tweet or post, whatever, where it was like he had to charge up 9 times for his trip, like between where he was to go to, and he's like, I'm no wonder why he offed himself. All right. In case I do not make it to my decision, point, why does this make sense? Or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until January 1st and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 06 Black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. That means nothing. What we have been seeing with drones, in quotes, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China in the East Coast, but throughout history, the U.S. Only we in China have this capability. Our option location for this activity in the box is below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they use the balloon for SIGINT and ISR, which are also it's so small, which are also part of the integrated comm system. There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. Jesus, I can't publicly read. So what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned AC? They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. I feel like nukes, but okay. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. That's so dramatic. USG needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them, and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and I have a massive VBID, which is vehicle-borne ID, right? Yep. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province in Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of CIVCAS that killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. USF ORA continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of that cover-up with USF ORA and Agent Redacted of the DEA. What? So I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I work with General Miller's IO staff on this as well as a response to Bala Murghab. AOB S commander at the time, Redacted, can validate this. You need to elevate this to the media so we avoid a world war because this is mutually assured destruction situation. For vetting, my LinkedIn is Matt Berg or Matthews Livelsberger. On active duty, 18Z out of 1 to 10, my profile is public. I have an active TSS CI with UAP, USAP access. That's it.
This sounds like such fucking hyperbolic bullshit.
Is my webcam off? Fucking Christ.
Yeah, it is. So like I part of it reads like a fucking fever dream. I agree with you on that. The weird parts that come with this is he was found with a gunshot wound to his head that apparently took place before the bombing. At least that's what the medical examiner says. So that's fucking weird. He was blown up too much to make sure it's actually him, to identify him, apparently. What's it called? The police right after the Sean Ryan show went out with the guy that received this email that went on Sean Ryan and talked about this email with Sean Ryan. An hour later, the police in Las Vegas said that that the email was from the actual person, Matt Livelsberger, which is interesting. I'm not saying that I don't see him blowing himself up. That's the weird part. Like that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know about the drones. I don't know about how much it's China or the United States. Everything that I've seen about the drones, it seems like it's the U.S. Government that is doing drone tests. Apparently he used a Desert Eagle, and I agree with Jay Forte. What self-respecting gun guy would have one of those? I have no idea.
OP Counter-Strike.
Exactly. Guys that play too much COD, I guess. But so I'm not saying that it's completely bullshit, is what I'm saying. There's parts of that. I bet you the fucking CAS, the civilian casualties in fucking, I can't remember what province, but in Afghanistan, that probably happened, and he was probably involved in it. I bet you it did.
Right.
looks for all intents and purposes, seems like he had access to UAVs or UAPs and stuff like that with his job with SF. He's a master sergeant. He's been in for a fucking while. Definitely something that they would use. I have no idea. It's a whole weird situation, and maybe it's just China scare. But there's part of it that I think it could be true.
Do you guys see the zoomed in version of the explosion at the window? He clearly didn't shoot himself in the head before the bomb went off.
Absolutely.
So,
Correct.
like, what? Also, they're doing the passport thing all over again with Muhammad Atta.
Yeah, his fucking ID made it out. His cat
make
card.
everything out of passport material, then, so nothing just gets destroyed. Like,
seriously.
the Chris Rock joke. It's like
DOD,
they keep the whole airplane out of a black box.
Yeah, his DOD ID was not completely fine, but it was fine enough to recognize who it was, the name on it, the EIPI number, and the picture that went
It looks
along
like
with
they
it.
just took a mini
Insane.
blowtorch and just burnt the bottom of it and was like, "Look at what we found." I know the car and body were eviscerated, but his driver's license, it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. It's not adamantium. Like, it's not. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it sounds like Caravaggio. Then again, it does sound like the type of guy who would rent a Cybertruck. Definitely sounds like a guy who would rent a Cybertruck.
No, it's Chris Rock joke, Jay Forte.
I mean, the Ford F-150 electric actually is pretty nice. If you ever been in one, they're nice as shit.
Well,
but
I think the whole thing with the Cybertruck is it did what Elon Musk said it does. It's bulletproof. It did not explode the way that another car would, which is crazy.
Why do you think
you're trying to whoever it is trying to send a message to like Elon or Trump or whoever?
Yes, that was my point. But my question: why do you think they use a Cybertruck and not just a fucking white van, like typical, psyop shit? Why a Cybertruck?
There were people that said that. At Trump Tower, and that it was the theory or the conspiracy is that it was self-driven to that point, and then exploded, and then immediately locked the doors after it exploded, and then because of the explosion, and then Elon Musk unlocked the doors for the police so that they could get into it. Interesting. Kind of weird.
I was gonna say that little part sounds a little wild.
Yeah.
Which part?
The Eagle may have also been on the nose
for Elon. The whole locking and unlocking the doors. So like,
he did do that. That's confirmed.
No, he said it.
Elon Musk.
Oh, okay.
Thanks to the email out to the company.
Well, so like, when it comes to like a lot of electric vehicles, and like people are talking about how they're concerned about vehicles getting hacked nowadays, most vehicles do have like a separate module to specifically stop people from doing stuff like that. Specifically stuff like this. So like if you do try to hack into a vehicle, which would be a feat in of its own, it's not like you can just like that with that kind of stuff, right? Like there's passcodes, there's
anything can be hacked.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying like people, I think people think like you're going to be driving down the road and all of a sudden it's going to,
No, but my counterpoint to that.
No, but I think the CIA, FBI,
that's right. It's like you don't think the deepest of deep state people have some shit that we don't know about?
You may be right. Look, I'm saying maybe you're right, but I'm saying as the guy who works on them and fixes them, you'd have to be some kind of fucking nuclear genius to figure out some of the shit sometimes. And there is redundancy after redundancy after redundancy to make sure that people are safe and that the vehicle works fine. Like to give an example, right? There was a vehicle that we had in a training center where the guy had said he cut a wire, right? The vehicle was able to find another wire to get that same, current flowing to a radio screen at like a day later. So there's a lot of redundancies in this kind of stuff to make sure that people don't do shit. So am I saying that like this stuff doesn't happen? No, but I'm saying like I'm skeptical of that.
I'm saying that the guy didn't shoot himself in the head before the bomb went off.
Oh no, I don't think that either. Yeah,
clearly, as Day in that video, nothing. There's no bullet. Even if the windows are bulletproof, first of all, the Eagle is a 50 cal round, isn't it? Like, you think it would hit the fucking window or go through, or at least see the impact of the window.
Well, like, how would he get the truck there and then, like, how would he shoot himself first, get the truck there, and then it go off? Like, because that kind of seems what people are
like.
A
timer, I guess, if you're trying to.
Yeah. And I didn't know that the Desert
Auto
Eagle
drive
was
it.
an Israeli made weapon.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, well,
did not
okay. So
Desert
another point on
Eagle.
like
I
The
mean,
Deagle.
the other point on
it sounds
self-
Jewish. The
Yeah.
nickname sounds Jewish.
the self-driving
guess.
cars.
I
Yeah,
didn't guess that.
when you said Deagle, I thought of a Deacon from Prometheus, the whole alien thing. Which Adam might know that, he might not, but
I know.
okay, yeah. So like for self-driving vehicles, I think I told Typo about this last week when him and I were shooting the shit off air. Like autonomous vehicles still are very, very, very far behind. There's a main stretch of highway literally right in front of my work that the autonomous vehicles for like GM, their Super Cruise, it doesn't work. It's not mapped yet. And we're talking like Super Cruise has been out for almost a decade, and they still
Right.
haven't mapped like major highways.
But
So
I
the
think-
idea
Have
that
you
like
taken a Waymo?
I'm always gonna go back to the thing of like they might have some shit or
No,
able
no, no,
to
well,
drive.
no, no,
that
this
you
kinda
don't
goes-
know
this goes-
about.
Have you
this
taken a
goes-
Waymo? Have you taken a Waymo? You know
No.
what a Waymo is?
No.
Waymos are basically the Ubers of the self-autonomous driving cars.
okay,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
I've seen
They're
videos of that.
all over in Phoenix, Arizona right now. I've taken them multiple times. They drive everywhere. They drive everywhere. They can stop anywhere, and there's not a person in the front seat. You sit
There's
in the
no
back
person
seat.
anymore.
There's not even a person
wow.
inside. Nope.
Huh.
And it drives me everywhere. When I'm fucking drunk as shit at 2:30 in the morning, leaving a
That's
bar,
almost better, dude.
Yeah.
it is better. It is better. The only problem was my girlfriend thought it talked, and it doesn't talk to you. And she kept trying to talk to it for 30 minutes back to our house. And I was like, stop trying to talk to the car.
Well, women are
Please.
retarded. They don't have big brains.
Yeah.
But so I'm just saying, like, yeah, that car specifically that you were talking about, Kyle, maybe you can't, but they work just fine. There's
Okay,
tons
well-
of them all over the valley.
So like my understanding is, and at least in my experience, is that like you need a lot of GPS signaling. So I think this kind of goes more to our point that like I don't think that he shot himself and then they made
Yeah.
it go there. Like I think something had to be going on. They had to get to him, but like it just doesn't.
Oh, I think
Something
it was a
doesn't make
body in the
sense.
car. I think it was a
Yeah.
body in the car, and they had it self-drive to that spot and then explode. That's what I
Mm.
think. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't tell you if it's true or not. Self-driving cars have come a long way,
Yeah.
and Elon Musk has opened up. The reason why he openly opened up all of his patents and everything else.
Mm.
It was to make as many people. He became the industry standard on electric vehicles, and that means his GPS systems, his everything, which is also the self-driving aspect of that. And then, just recently, the Pokemon Go shit has come out that the company that made Pokemon Go
Yeah.
was actually just stealing everybody's data. And if they didn't have enough data of certain street corners, they would put Pokemon
Wow.
whatever's there. The I don't know what they're
Like
called. The
Station or
gyms,
whatever. Yeah.
Clever.
the gyms or stations. So people would go there and take more pictures and open their camera feeds to that to try and catch more Pokemon in the area, so they could get better data. And that it wasn't, they were doing that specifically. And there was an update at some point in the time of Pokemon Go where they fucking changed the terms of service where they could take all of that and put it into their digitally mapped 3D print of the world.
Wild.
And
Yeah.
and they've done it. And they,
Dude, it's
and
so
like,
crazy.
I'm just saying, like, it's like these people are thinking at a higher level than even
Yeah.
our
Look,
conspiracies
dude,
go.
it's
For
so
most of them.
funny.
Some apes. We're just
Yeah,
like,
It's so funny when people lost their mind about TikTok that it's some spy app, but though it's like, dude, we give this shit away
Yeah.
willingly. Like,
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
if they
Google
want
has
it, dude, they already
everything on
got
me.
it. Yeah,
Google
we're-
literally has
none of
everything on
them-
me. I agree
none
with
of
the terms
them-
and service, and I don't care. It makes my life easy.
yeah, just I don't
Exactly.
care about the terms of service. Just let me use my fucking app already.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
I
think
sure
in
if
the
I-
South Park,
It's
South
like,
Park
we'll give
episode,
over data to CIA, and I'm like, yeah, whatever,
you guys ever see that South Park
They already
episode
have
where
it.
Kyle admits like he accepts the terms of service for like Apple, and they make him like a human centipede.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I didn't see that. That's fucking great though.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
fucked, dude. I'd be fucked. I just think there's a lot of shit going on, and there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Obviously, there almost always is. But Semmelsburg, Livisberger, whatever fucking Matt Cybertruck Trump Tower explosion. That shit is stankier than a fucking. Oh, that shit is garbage. That shit is garbage, and there's stuff that goes on there that the conspiracy theory isn't even close to being true yet. Maybe it was it doesn't respect women because I don't talk to fucking inanimate objects like that. Just to dudes I know on a screen for 3,000 miles away.
Yeah,
You're the odd one out. 3 of us are in Pennsylvania, and Typo's the next closest one to us.
That is true. I guess the central hub is Pennsylvania.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of things go on here.
Extremism too.
Yeah, you guys, things are so bad in Pennsylvania. The Amish are coming out to vote. Like, shit's getting real.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Raw milk, and building shit from your bare hands.
All this, all this to say, we still don't know why the Cooks dude tried to shoot Trump.
Yeah,
we still can't get into his.
Oh, that reminds me. By the way, not of Crooks, the other guy who tried to Ralph.
Ruth.
Whatever.
Also,
all of them, all 3 of these guys, Fort Bragg.
Fort Bragg. Yep. Fort
What
Bragg.
goes on there?
I said it in the group chat. Fort Bragg is the fucking shithole of the United States military.
Yeah, I keep hearing that too. But why is everybody
it's Africa of the United States military? Like, no joke, dude. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, it's got some.
Wasn't that where the shooting? Well, it was Fort Hood.
Yeah,
Yep.
Fort Hood is another really bad
Fort
one.
Hood's right. Yeah, but they're like, I think they're only like 3 hours apart or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that goes on military bases that probably would shock a lot of you. It shocked me when I was like, how? What do you mean? There's
I guess this is a question for you guys then, Luke and Typo, since you're in the military. What the fuck is in Fort Bragg? Like, is there like a special forces hub there? Is that like a fuck?
I think it's just a huge.
Oh no, I was thinking of something different.
Army base. Like, it has everything. Like, it's just one of their biggest. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure.
Fort Bragg is Northern Cali, but yeah, it's a giant army base, and then Fort Hood is also a giant army base in Texas. I was thinking of Fort Hood and
there's
something else close
52,000 military.
Oh, Bragg's in California. I thought it was in fucking Texas.
Yeah,
Bragg. I thought it was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay, well, we're all
Fort Bragg is in California. It's in Northern California.
What?
Yeah,
Just
no,
like
he's
Fort
right.
Bragg.
It's city in California. yeah. Fort Liberty, formerly
Fort
Fort
Bragg
is a military installation army. Oh wait, no, in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, there's multiple then.
Well, they
could change it to Fort Liberty at some point.
It's Fort Liberty now, apparently.
So,
It's a United States Army in North Carolina. It's one of the largest military installations in the world by population, with over 52,000 military personnel. Holy shit!
Yeah, so there's just a lot of shit that go. Fort Hood's another one. It's in Texas.
Yeah, Fort Hood's a huge one in Texas, and it has a lot of shit that comes out of it. That's where the big shooting was a few years ago, and that's also where fucking what's his face was from. Oh, dude.
And a lot of people go missing in Fort Hood too.
Yeah, Fort Hood is like the Bermuda Triangle of the U.S. military.
Yeah, it's really weird. And every person I've ever talked to that's been on either of those bases said that it's hell. It's really a nightmare.
Yeah.
So Bragg's home to the Green Berets. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's he was part of that 110 is the unit designation that he was a part of from the email, which is also true. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. 2025, Fort Hood has a lot of mysterious deaths. That's wrecks in the, but it's like Fort Hood's a crazy place too. That's where there was a big case that kind of made news stories where it was like a female, like young female army soldier
changed the
that
name
was
of Fort Hood too, dude.
Did they?
Trying to erase memory hole it.
Well, it's because a lot of the installations were named after Confederate soldiers or generals and stuff.
That's so funny. It's named Fort Hood then, for so many reasons.
That
it was
double
a
meaning
Confederate
goes
General
hard.
John Bell Hood, but they changed it to Fort Cavazos. Cavazos. I don't even know how to say it.
That's how spell it again?
Oh, they named it to a Spanish name.
Cavazos.
Cavazos.
When did they change it?
Or Cavazos. Cavazos.
Probably in the Biden administration, I imagine.
Well, 2022 was when Bragg was renamed Cavazos. Why is Fort Hood changing its name? And honor of General Richard Cavazos, a Texas-born decorated war veteran who was the first
Probably a
Latino
transformer.
4-star general and the first Latino brigadier general.
Oh,
2023. Yeah, so they've both been changed in 2022 and 2023.
I remember that
Yeah,
documentary. I didn't watch it.
It was a good documentary.
Yeah.
We talked about it on our show too, where like there's a lot of shit that goes down on military bases that people don't hear about. Like at our base in 29 Palms, when I first got there as like a student, there was a whole platoon that would have to line up every day. It was from PFC, which is like brand new to the Marine Corps, to 2 captains. So like and then all ranks in between. They were all on lockdown, like a strict lockdown, because they were running drugs during field ops. And
Dude, there was a drug bust in Virginia Beach at Dam Neck, Virginia, which is where the intelligence center is for the Navy. And there was a huge drug bust there for meth. I was like, dude, what the hell? No, not reported in any news. And I'm like,
crazy.
There's shit that goes down all the time on military bases, and it never hits the news.
I think any institution that has guns, like the shady shit, like even the police, like the police, the military, like it just comes with its fucking territory. I'm telling you, I saw crazy shit too, and I'm not was never in the military. I saw crazy shit in NYPD.
Mark is bringing out Marine Corps lore right now. Do you see that typo? You see baby arm on the screen right now? I said Mark is bringing out Marine Corps lore right now. Dude, this is like origin stories.
Jesus Christ.
Drug running is usual Navy SEAL shenanigans.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's weird shit that happens on.
Sean Ryan claims he was involved with the cartels in Colombia. Yeah, dude, that guy's still a fucking fed.
There's a lot of people that say that they need to just like, I don't know what they use, but like look underneath the soil of Fort Hood, like drag it or whatever, I guess. Use sonar, because they're gonna find like hundreds of bodies just buried in the desert.
Yeah, I mean the best place to like gain influence, is the police department or like county sheriffs. Yeah, and then like the military or the feds. Like if you can like turn someone or get some sort of like influence or pay someone in there, I mean you can get away with like a lot of shit in this country. Like it's like. You just have a few people on the inside and you can fucking do whatever you want, or just fucking get a politician.
Yeah, that's true. They're pretty easily bought, apparently.
Very corruptible.
just honeypot them with a Chinese prostitute, apparently.
So
that's what they do in California.
Do you guys think then the whole Cybertruck thing was just an op to talk about China's drones that they probably do exist, but that's not what we're seeing? Like, what do you think the purpose of it was?
I just don't know.
I don't know.
That's the problem. Is
I think that, and I sincerely wouldn't be surprised if they are trying to give Trump a lot of like hubbub, because it don't take much to get him to do what they want him to do. Like it's just a little, and then he moves. So, I mean, you look at the whole, when they try to blame Iran for the assassination, is that he. There was a Netanyahu speech where he was, going down on him, basically saying, "Oh, I'll give them everything they need to take on Iran," or something like that. I might be remembering some of this incorrectly, but like, I think a lot of it is probably pretext for censorship and for military spending.
Yeah, it's a push a narrative.
Yeah, because if you look at the two, so Iran, ISIS, and then China, it's like the two rights biggest enemies, because
the Axis powers,
Yeah, because it used to Biden was in admin. It was fucking Russia, and then they had their war. Now it's time for the other war. It's like, by the way, do you guys see that fucking knife fight video between the Ukrainian and Russian soldier?
Yes, that was fucking insane, and I'm so depressed that shit like that goes on the internet.
Well, I can't believe that they're still doing like close hand-to-hand combat like that in fucking war. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Anybody should go watch. We cannot play it here. We get banned immediately because he stabs him in the neck to death. But like, and then there was a grenade on his face, which is also very demeaning.
Another more heartwarming one was like one of the Ukrainian drones got taken down by a cat.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Wait, by a cat?
Yeah, it was just like a one little drone. It was like trying to go around this house, and I guess it got too low, and this cat jumped up and knocked it out of the sky or ground.
They are the ultimate land predators.
And then
Fucked
it's
it up.
laying on its side, and the cat just like lays in front of it and stares at it. And it was like, oh hell's yeah, dude! That Russian cat just saved probably
They
saved
just
like a
need
bunch
to
of Russians.
deploy thousands of cats into the battlefields. But they need to fucking do.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking drones out.
Release the cats.
I mean, they used to use animals for war all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, another
They still use
plant.
dogs quite a bit.
Maybe off subject a little. Another plant I think is Lex Friedman. I think he's 100%.
He sucks. He's too boring to be a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No one-
well, I just think.
Did you ever see the
how did he
video-
get all his
AI?
followers? Like out of nowhere, this guy's like famous and on Joe
4 million
Rogan.
followers on fucking.
Now, you know what?
Twitter.
He's been around for quite a while though.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
sucks.
He does. He sucks, but
he sucks, but he just has interesting conversations. I think people don't realize, like, even if you hate the shit that they push or like the questions that they ask, the conversations are just interesting enough to like listen to them.
you know what? I would love. You know what? I got to give Lex Friedman at least this because he brought together Destiny and what the fuck's his
Ben
name?
Shapiro?
Norm. No, hold on. Norm Finkelstein.
I don't
And you
think
know
that
what
was
that
yeah,
got
that
us?
was Lex
No,
Friedman.
hold on. No, that was
Oh.
Lex Friedman.
Sorry.
You know what that got us? You're such a fantastic moron.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
That
him
was
calling
funny.
Destiny a moron multiple times and saying his last name incorrectly like 13 times was just amazing.
There's a bunch of guys I would love to just grab and throw in a fucking cage and beat the shit out of, and he's on top of that list. Just to watch him
Destiny.
be like, it's like I hit him.
Rex was like, this is another guy that I want to throw in a cage and beat the shit out of.
Yep.
I'm starting to think Nick Fuentes is a plant. If you're
100%.
just starting to think that, you're behind the times because
Yeah.
he's been a fucking plant. That
Dude.
dude's been a plant and he's been a beta bitch. Like that dude's a
100
fucking
nothing
fuck.
screams. By the way, I don't think he should have got arrested for the Chicago incident.
No,
But like
no,
that
no.
aside, the biggest thing that screams fed for him was when he was on January 6th being like, you got to go to the Capitol, and then never got to talk to him and investigate it. It's like that's he probably
Yeah,
did.
that
That's
is-
when he fucking turned.
Does raise some questions. I never
Yeah.
had come up with anything like
Yeah, I
I
think he
can't
got
defend
pulled in
that.
for that, and they're
That's
like, you have a pretty
disgusting
big following. You
shit
want to
there,
fucking
baby.
go to jail, or do you want to push a narrative? He's like, push that narrative.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
How
but
much
what
money you
narrative-
he does make a pretty good shit coding operation because I remember I did a part of my podcast on this video where he was talking about he has high testosterone. I'm like, you're like 5'8". He's like, oh, I have a hunter eyes and big knuckles and a mustache. Dude, no.
Wait, is it-
you just described typo, bro. What the fuck?
Well, type of that.
Hold on, is that fucking true that he was sat at her desk?
I don't
He
think
didn't
so.
go to jail. There's no fucking way.
I didn't
If-
see
if-
that.
Oh, my
If
dick
that
were
was known, that more people would talk about that because there's no way
Yeah.
then if there was. evidence
Oh
of it-
yeah,
I've
I'll see
seen
if I
that
can find-
video.
Okay,
I've seen that
yeah.
video, Rex. Also, a
Yeah.
funny comment by Ray. Storm the Capitol, discard the police, break the barriers. Nick went to the January 6th. Yeah. And again, him and the Ray Epps guy, like openly being like, do it. And then
Yeah.
nothing happens to those guys. But someone who was just there, who walked through because the
Outside.
police fucking let him. Yeah, they're like 30 years.
The only thing is, what would be his narrative that he's
might be.
pushing? That would be
Anti-Trump.
no,
Remember, he was
the-
anti-Trump for the whole election.
well, so what?
Anti-Trump or
Well, they don't want him to win.
He never said that he didn't want Trump to win. He said he just wasn't going to vote for him. And you know, maybe to your point, Adam, he did say that he was going to get the Groypers to withhold their vote.
So right, that's not voting
But-
for him, and that's going to hurt the votes.
Yeah, but I mean, he was also pushing the narrative like, oh, well, it's because Trump is pro-war with Iran, pro-immigration, and filling his staff up with, you know, basically Zionists. So, and you could make the argument, and maybe this is correct, that, you know, it's a shit coding operation to make that position look untenable.
Yeah,
I think part of it's that, and there's definitely a push to weed out extremists so that people know where to find extremists when they need something to go wrong and somebody to blame. And Nick Fuentes literally put all the Groypers in a box, and they could search anything that they wanted to through Nick Fuentes. Like, I think think that's the easiest answer right there. It's like they're like, oh, I have to, we need to make the Groypers look bad because racism and blah 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 and whatever, sexism and da da da. Well, let's go through the turned fucking rat Nick Fuentes' DMs and find one, and then he sends them their way, and then they go and find crooks and try to get them to assassinate Trump. I don't know, like I just think it's. I think that's what those people do. People like Fuentes, people like probably maybe not Andrew Tate, but like people like Tate, people like even on the left side, Destiny, fucking those guys. They want the radicalized group of minority figures to just pick through and then decide who they can turn to do whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah, Ray said in quotes, "The age of consent is feminist idea." Nick Fuentes. Yeah.
Do you guys know why generations are marked in 14-year increments?
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
Wait, is this real or is this a bit?
No, it's real.
Okay, why?
Because that's when women can start having kids at 14.
I knew exactly that.
Wait, is it 14-year increments for generations?
I think so,
No.
yeah.
No, it can't be. The millennials 80 to 94. How many years is that?
I'm a millennial.
80 to 94.
That's 14 years.
That's 14 I'm retarded. What are you gonna do?
But that's not the millennial generation. Millennial generation is like 78 to
No, it's not.
96.
No.
80 to 94. We
Yeah,
looked
I'm
it up the
pretty
other
sure
day.
Adam's
We
right.
looked it up last episode.
Yeah.
65 to 80. That's 15 years.
Yeah, this
81 to
thing just says
96
early
is the
1980s
millennials.
to mid
80 to
1990s.
94, I thought. And we're just getting different information from all websites.
Wikipedia says 81
81 to
96.
96.
So that's
Well,
mid-
Wikipedia is fucking gay.
Well, 15 years is close enough.
Let's see.
Is that what you tell
Oh, yeah,
yourself?
you're right. 81 to
15 years is
96.
close enough.
Son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
dude.
Is that-
I
That's why
it's 80
Typo's
to
not allowed
94.
in the schools because he said 15 years is close enough.
Yeah. There's grass on the field. Play ball, bro. Woody wow.
Oh, so everyone born this year is Generation Beta.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's weird. I would
Beta
hate that.
cucks.
the cuck
Yeah.
generation.
Beta, yeah, that's the nickname from the millennials, bro.
Beta.
They're gonna be called the cuck generation, dude. Yeah, I was looking up the Nick Fuentes thing, and some dude sat at Pelosi's desk. I don't think he ever live streamed from her office or anything like he's saying, but I couldn't find it. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Did Nick say something like having sex
Yes.
is gay? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably because he can't have sex consensually because he's.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about out of wedlock.
Yeah, he's like hardcore Catholic, but he also said in this video I was talking about where he's talking about his high testosterone. He said that, I like being a man, and when you get with a woman, you basically become a bitch. And he actually did. I'll give it to him. He did have some good points, but like it's also like things don't have to be that way if you.
Yeah,
choose
he
not
was
to be a
talking
bitch.
about like getting low testosterone after like having kids and getting
Having
married and
kids,
stuff like that.
yeah.
And it's like,
Loving your wife doesn't make you a fucking bitch. Like that's such a fucking gay way to think. Like honestly,
it's so dumb. That's the
Yeah.
problem. That
He gets
like that
mad
gets to be the
because,
problem.
Well, his followers will get married, and when they get married,
Yeah.
they're not political radicals anymore. They're
Yeah.
more worried about their family than they are the political politics. And he's like, I lose friends and followers because they go off and get married. Like, we can't make change if you guys just put the world to the side. And it's like,
Yeah,
well, dude,
didn't they do a gay video? Isn't there a gay
Yeah.
video of both of them?
pretty sure. I didn't
I don't
watch
think
it,
that was real.
but no, it was real. It was a real video. I just don't know if it was really.
Well, it was
them.
really Destiny.
Yes.
I don't
yeah,
know.
Yes,
who the
there
person-
are videos of Destiny sucking dick, and I if I could go back and never.
It was
watch
Nick
I'd be all right
Fuentes.
with that.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
watched it?
It was Nick Fuentes.
I mean, I didn't watch
It's definitely Nick Fuentes. I'm doubling down on this.
Yeah,
You know,
probably.
It's definitely Nick Fuentes.
It's not good.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like exactly what you said, Typo, is like he loses all of his followers because some of them end up getting married. And it's like, yeah, that's what you should be wanting for your audience if you're like hoping for, and this is why I think he's a Fed.
his followers are like 18-year-old incels who can't get laid. That's who his following is. It's like if you're a grown man being like Nick Fuentes, you're fucking a loser. Like
Yeah,
you're a fucking giant
kind
loser.
of. I think he has a limit. Well, I don't know now. I think he's trying to moderate. At least he's trying to. But before, like, I think it was only like teenagers and early 20-year-olds that would follow that guy.
Yo, the shit that Ray's talking about in the UK, that shit is crazy. They were arresting fathers trying to take back their
I saw
young
that.
daughters from the houses that these kids were at for disorderly conduct. And
Britain has fallen and more than probably.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it New England or not New England? England, where that dude Count Dankula had his pug do like a Nazi salute.
Yeah, was it Scotland? Yeah, I mean it's still the UK, right? So it's whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, dude. They have like I sometimes I'll listen, like there's some podcasts I listen to, and I'll listen to like some British guy come on. They're talking about like what's going on in Britain, and they have to say like I have to be careful what I say right now because the law will come after me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
There's a video of a dude. I was gonna say there's a video of a dude talking. He was like, "Do you know how many people? There's been 200 people that have been arrested in Russia for speech crimes in the last year." He's like, "Do you know how many people were arrested in the UK for speech crimes in the last year?" And the UK guy was like, "No, I don't. None." And he's like, 10,000. In the last year,
10,000.
It was some crazy. It was a crazy number. I might be just making 10,000 out of my ass, but it was like some crazy. It was significantly larger than Russia, and it's like, yeah, dude, that's where the UK is at right now.
Look it up right now. Wait, UK or just England? Like all of the UK?
UK. Yeah, just UK.
I remember that video. I don't remember who was in it, but I remember that being like it was like a huge number difference. Like.
Did you guys see the Dalai Lama video I sent?
All the shit that
I saw you. I didn't watch the video.
Yeah, I saw you posted it.
Dude, that shit's funny. So it's like some Indian British reporter talking to the Dalai Lama, and she's asking him about fucking immigration. It's crazy. And for some reason, and the Dalai Lama is just like, no, you're retarded. Like, I don't believe that Indians and Middle Easterns should immigrate to Britain, maybe a little bit, but not a lot. He was like 80. Britain's a small island. He was like 90% Britain, no, and then laughs and points at her. The Dalai Lama is a savage.
It's actually very hard to find.
I bet you I could. Let me see if I could find the video on.
It says in 2024, the UK arrested over 100 reported people for social media posts.
Mm-hmm.
That's still, by the way,
during COVID. I think it was during COVID.
It might have been during COVID.
Oh, okay, maybe. I'm looking at 2024.
All right, here we go. So this video is from January 2023. I'll just play the audio. You guys can find it. I'll tell you where.
In Russia last year, 400 people were arrested for things that they said on social media. 400 people in Russia. Obviously, this country is very different. How many people do you think were arrested in Britain for things they said on social media last year?
Go on.
Take a guess.
I have no idea.
3,300.
Really? Arrested for what they said on social media.
Yeah.
That is more than one a day.
Sort of things get you
Well,
arrested?
one example I give in my show is there was a young woman from Liverpool called Chelsea Russell. Her friend was killed in a car crash, a 19-year-old woman. And she posted the lyrics of his favorite song on her Instagram. The lyrics. And it was a rap song, so the lyrics contained several instances of the N-word. Okay? She was arrested, prosecuted, found guilty, given 500 hours of community service and a fine, tagged, and for a year she was under 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. curfew.
Isn't that fucking insane?
Dude, my favorite was when, like, at the height of all the social media shit, and that one police chief was like, "Oh, they were like, what do you think about Americans posting on like British social media about like their opinions?" And he's like, "We'll come after them too, bro. You get stacked up at the doors over here. You're fucking mind."
You know, there's that. I can't remember his name. He was something type of. Who was that guy that I called gay on Liberty Lockdowns pod, and he was like, "Oh, don't say that. I'm having him on the next episode."
Oh,
And
it was
it-
like I don't remember. His name was like Magnus or something.
Oh, Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Phil Magnus.
He was on
or
Jimmy
something.
Dore's show.
Yeah, and he was like he was like a very left wing like Boogaloo Boy guy or something like that.
Yeah.
And
That makes sense.
anyways, he did, I don't know, but he he ended up, he posted about that specific situation that you were talking about, and he was like don't, everybody needs to remember that they can bully fucking English police departments currently. And he has a whole video and he's like, I found this zombie gun at the corner of blah blah blah, and then the British, and tagged like a British police department, and they're like, please send us your location. And he's like, I'm on blah 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 street, and they're like, where is that? And then they're like, please DM me. So they DM'd him, and then they asked for his phone number so that they could call him because they couldn't find him, and he sent them a phone number. And it was the phone number that just Rick rolls you for like ever until you hang up. And so he's just been doing that to British police departments for like the last fucking year, dude. And it was pretty funny. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
what are they
I
going to
know.
do? They're not
What are
going
they
to
gonna
show
do?
up in America. Fuck
Come
you.
over here again. They'll get stacked up at the
I'm
fucking
gonna try
door.
to extradite us, dude.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah,
We should wrap
go
it up.
try
because
it.
I have to
Yeah.
leave. So
Yeah, let's commoncron.com,
I agree,
Commentovic on
Rex.
Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. Don't have any guests lined up this week. I'll probably figure out something for a show, so feel free to head over to the YouTube channel. And yeah, I think that's it for me.
follow me. I mean, I'm suspended for 5 days, but follow me on X at Adam Nutter. When I'm off suspension, I'll talk.
Okay. Biting the Bullet podcast and at Keep It Real Luke. Typo, are we recording this week? Thursday, Wednesday, sometime?
We will hopefully Thursday.
Okay. Thursday. All right. Yeah, we're recording Thursday probably. So maybe it'll be live, maybe it won't. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for us.
Also, anybody who's not subscribed to us on Rumble or YouTube, please do. And like, I know it's gay, but we're trying to fucking grow the show for the love of Christ, so our retardedness could get to others. So please,
More
like, share
retards.
We
with your
need the
friends.
shekels.
Yeah, exactly what Typo said. So we need shekels. We need you to just share it on Twitter,
Like,
please.
subscribe, and share.
Especially Rumble. We're trying to build the Rumble in case we get nuked from here, which strong possibility. We say a lot of crazy shit. So just follow us on YouTube, follow us on
I'm
Rumble.
surprised we haven't been nuked yet.
Same.
Yeah.
100%. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we've talked about the tribe quite a bit. Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next Monday.
Is it over?